Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
There are not many sites like this for spoonbills and egrets to nest in.
You know, it just evolved where the trees attracted more birds, and then I learned more and learned about the lucifers.
Come back, come back, come back. I think if we can get people out there to begin to see and appreciate what surrounds them, they're amazed.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
Welcome to Texas Parks and Wildlife Television. I'm Cliff Shackelford, state ornithologist. There are over 650 species of birds documented in Texas. We're one of the biggest and best states in the country to go birding. The reason for our high bird diversity is we have so many different habitat types, from beaches to grasslands to deserts to creek bottoms and everything in between. Let's go birding. Here we go, the Bolivar Flat Shorebird Sanctuary. Big group of birds over here. Let's go check them out. Oh, look at that, flying in. Boom, cool. And if you watch that Dartmoor Frettish egret, he's just running around. Looks like he's gonna fall over at times. It's kind of fun to watch. We're at Bolivar Flat Shorebird Sanctuary on Bolivar Peninsula in Galveston County, and this is a mecca for birds, for water birds, for shorebirds that use the Texas coast.
Dear right, see the skimmer? Going right down that very first wave. You can always go down to the beach and see anywhere from 15 to 30 species of birds, no matter whether it's in the spring or the hot summertime. And most of the time they'll be just like we're seeing right here. They'll be in little clumps.
There are birds here for many reasons, for foraging, for roosting, and some are even here for nesting. This time of the year we've got least terns and willets.
I see it. The least tern went back to the nest.
Oh,
over
good,
there.
good. Yes, excellent. You can see that it's pretty small, but notice the white forehead and the yellow bill. He's our only tern that's going to have that very sharp, small yellow bill with that white forehead. The nesting birds here are very sensitive, and what we recommend is that you fish, swim, and play at 50 yards away. Keep your distance, let the birds have some space. Look in the scope there, there's a baby great egret. You have to look through some wispy limbs.
Oh, yeah.
It's really pretty.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
The rookery here in Highland is unique because it allows bird watchers to get really close. Trails are carved for easy walking. There's platforms and viewing decks that make it really easy to set up your camera or your scope. This here is the great egret. Notice the showy plumes on the back. They're very fluffy plumes that are used for display. Yeah, it's funny to see these spoonbills with their big clumsy spoonbills bring in sticks and gently weave them together to make a platform nest, and they're very meticulous. This rookery here is very important to a lot of these birds because it provides them protection with the water around it, and there are not many sites like this for spoonbills and egrets to nest in. Wow, it looks like it's painful. These guys are over a month old. They're gonna fledge any minute. Look at that. Ooh, feeding away. So she can't carry food in her talons are in her beak, so she brings it back in her stomach, and they have to regurgitate it up to transfer the food to the babies.
They just finish the meal, you know. Most of birds just finish the meal. In the United States, this is probably the best one. And I heard probably the best in the whole world. Every day I come here 3 hours, from 6:30 to 9:30, yeah, for over 10 years. And I've been here for more than 500 trips. I probably only get 100 good shots. So it means one shot, it takes 5 trips.
The coast is so rich with bird life. It's great birding year-round, every day of the year. There's so many varied habitats and just so many neat birds. It's one of the #1 hot spots in the country, if not the world, to see birds.
We're in Brewster County, Texas, and we're in the southern part of it, nearly adjacent to Big Bend National Park. This is a curve-billed thrasher. And what's interesting is they're not known to nest in nesting boxes, but they do here. Well, I've got boxes up all over the place. That's just comes with having a bird sanctuary, I guess.
Meet Carolyn Old Johnson. This birder loves her water.
We're gonna pump some water into a concrete tank where it'll last a lot longer. Okay.
She needs all this water for the ponds and trees and birds.
There's a blue grosbeak.
You see, this part of West Texas is a dry, prickly desert that doesn't get much water. But there's plenty here at the Christmas Mountains Oasis. Carolyn and her late husband Sherwood started building this oasis in the 90s.
And I told him how we could put in some diversion dams, and he just hopped right on that, was out greasing his equipment the same day. And so we started out with one tank that wasn't nearly big enough.
They ended up with 3 dams and 5 water tanks. Almost 20 years later, and here we are.
It's a refuge for birds, butterflies. Just give them a little dry seed.
She's built this oasis out of gravel and creosote and put in some wetlands to catch rainwater. And the birds also use the water. And she's created truly an oasis out in the desert.
Here's a black-throated sparrow just came into the feeder. He sticks his little head in there. I can be sitting here just looking at the same old stuff and bet money that nothing interesting is going to come along, and there, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, there's a lifer. But it won't happen if I'm not sitting here looking. So what do? You sure don't get much work done, that's for sure.
Plenty of work's been done here as well. Deep in the Chihuahuan Desert near Presidio, in the driest ecoregion of Texas, is the B.J. Bishop Wetlands, a river wetland ecosystem. A habitat that's pretty much dried up around these parts.
Originally, back when the Rio Grande was still healthy with good flows, You had ebb and flows that created estuaries like this. Well, those no longer really exist. And so we had an opportunity here working with the city to put this in and create something unique.
Terry allows the city of Presidio to discharge its treated wastewater here. And the people of Presidio get their first ever birding wetland.
Yeah, those are the white-faced ibis.
As farmland turned into wetland, I never would have thought it could do this. This was an amazing, creative idea. And in a year and a half, it has just really increased the numbers in species of birds that we're being able to see here.
If you look over here, right on that vegetation there's some kildee working the water there. You'll see them moving their feet, and they're eating the bugs that come scurrying out of that. Must be great for kildee, because I've never seen so many in one place here in the Presidio Valley.
This man-made wetland is a win-win.
They spend the winter here.
For the birders and the birds.
I am surprised at how many species have cashed in on this. I really am, and the numbers. The birds know it's here, so they're coming in.
And to have one here, have one in Presidio, and to have it be such an integral part of all of the environment here is pretty unique, and it's just pretty awesome.
We are at the Sandia Wetlands on the west side of Balmorhea. No, we're happy for anybody to come.
A bunch of teal flying right there.
Ellen Wynick's place is another birding oasis in the desert. Sandia Springs flows through her land, and she decided to set up her own birding wetland.
You can see the killdeer moving. There's at least 3 of them in there.
We have a water right on that spring, and it just made sense to use it to make a pond. Really been a lark, been a lot of fun.
We are in the desert, and water is very limited. So these little patches, they may not seem like much, but the birds do find them, and they could get really heavy use.
You wouldn't believe what's flying over the desert until you create the gas station, the stopover site for these birds to refuel.
Would you say try something different in each pond?
Yeah, absolutely. Something different in each pond would be good. Hey, look at that. What is that? That's a peregrine. No, it's a prairie falcon. He would eat ducks. So
really?
Look,
he's that big?
yes. Oh, yeah. He would definitely take a blue-winged teal. Creating these wetlands out in the desert are a magnet for wildlife. I mean, every critter needs water.
So thanks for coming. Sometimes
And so to bring water, open water to the desert is fantastic.
Back at Christmas Mountain's oasis, Carolyn is getting her place ready for a special guest.
You know, it just evolved where the trees attracted more birds, and then you flip them real quick. And then I learned more and learned about the lucifers and how rare they were and special they were. And if everybody's real still, they'll come into the feeder.
Carolyn's oasis is home to one of the rarest hummingbirds in the United States.
Basically, this is a Lucifer Central.
The Lucifer hummingbird has a very tiny global range in Mexico. It just peeks into a little part of Texas right here. And he's very special because if you want to see that bird in the U.S., you need to come here. He's just sitting right there near the tip top of that shrub in the background.
Okay, the top of this tree right there.
He's back on the perch there. If you can get that, that ought to be whoops. You know, when I originally did it, it was only for my enjoyment, but it didn't take long for me to realize that I had to share it.
It just sat down. Oh my goodness.
The male has a very long, beautiful purple magenta gorget, has a fairly long and drooped bill.
That's the Lucifer. That's a lifer for me. Well, then it is for me too. This is the most amazing place. Beautiful. It truly is an oasis in the middle of the desert. It's a daunting task to have come out here and to create such a haven. Thankfully, she did.
It's fantastic to see landowners doing this and bringing back this wetland habitat out in the Chuan Desert.
For Carolyn, she's happy to be behind the scenes so the Lucifer can shine. And folks will continue to enjoy her West Texas wonder.
To me, this place is wonderful and special, and I know it won't be here forever. You just can't not share it with people that love it. That's, to me, what life is all about.
It's mornings like this that make you feel happy to be alive. It's an incredible place in which we live, and I think that to have the opportunity of experiencing something like this just kind of reestablishes a certain vigor for life, and you find yourself restored and renewed. It's easy to wax poetic on a morning like this, tending to see this as a spiritual experience. This primordial mist that's lifting off this lake is kind of neat. We're all born of it. This impoundment gets real narrow down in this corner. We'll just work our way around down to the boardwalk there and see if we can. Looks like there's going to be water all the way through.
We'll show you one. We'll show you one.
Yeah. Famous last words.
Hey, hop, hop.
God, what a display. The colors are so subtle, and yet by the same token they're intense because of that vermiculation. You know, I can look back over the course of my birding career and I can find just myriad moments that are just indelibly imprinted on my memory. Little isolated pockets that I probably would never have visited in my life if it hadn't been to the fact that I was chasing birds. This is the kingdom. We are the kingdom. We are the church. This world which has been given into our hands needs to be cared for. And you and I will do this. In our own small way, we will change the face of our earth. Let's accept the challenge. Let's be about God's business. And let's find that love and that peace and that inner accord that God has asked us to truly find. Let us be the kings and the queens of our church.
What would it be, and would you call it to just a slob like one of us, just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home, just trying to make his way home.
If I have a particular bent, a propensity, or a talent that I can bring to bear on this area and impact it positively, that becomes my obligation. And I think that birding just became, because it's so much a part of my life, but also because it's such a paramount reality for this particular area, the two just kind of melded together and gave me that venue whereby I might be able to say something positive. And I think that the local community is appreciative of what we've been able to do. I really feel with all of my heart that conservationists, in the most positive sense of the word, are not born in a vacuum. They're the result of exposure. I think if we can get people out there to begin to see and appreciate what surrounds them, they're amazed. Coming in from the left, there they are. There they are. There they are. Now that's what you call a big jay. Here they come. Look at them all. Those brown jays are going to hang for a little bit now. Look at this. If you ask people to list the number of wildflowers or birds or butterflies that they've seen, they really can't do it until you put them in a position whereby they begin to realize what's really there. Once they recognize it, once they begin to appreciate that beauty and that diversity, they become stewards of the world that's around them. They recognize that it needs to be taken care of. How about that, guys? You see how silently they came in? It's like they're ghosts. Boom, there they are. There's only been one time that I've ever come up here that we have not seen brown jays in, I guess, 15 or so years I've been coming upriver. And we'll work this whole area through here and see what we can find. There are 3 osprey working together. Here's a 4th one, a 5th one. It's a gorgeous bird. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Zone-tail hawk, right here, high on the river. A zone-tail. It looks like a turkey vulture, but look at the tail, it's all barred. Zone-tail, yes! Woo! Good bird. Too good, guys, too good, yes! I thought I had a turkey vulture at first. I picked up the barring and, excuse my excitement, but you don't normally see this bird. Hey, cinnamon teal and zone-tail hawk. I mean, what more can we ask for? Now let's get something really exciting. Let's go find something really weird, something really different, something unusual, something that's going to titillate the birder's palate. But my grandfather was the one that got me started. He was the hunter and the fisherman, and he used to allow me to accompany him whenever it was possible, and he put me in contact with so much. And throughout my entire childhood, I found myself wanting to be outdoors. I wanted to understand. I wanted to discover. I wanted to know why. I didn't know where it was leading, and it just exploded into this avocation to which I now experience. There's a lot of people who are looking to reconnect themselves, I think, to the natural world, and birding gives them a variety of ways to get in contact with that world. It speaks to me very personally, and it's something that somehow you kind of intuit how important it is in your life. And as a result, I don't analyze it too much, I just kind of let it happen. Someone said to me, I want to thank you for helping us realize that we do live in a paradise. This truly is a magic valley, and that we have to take good care of it.
Good news, Father Tom continues to birdwatch down in South Texas. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this special birding edition of Texas Parks and Wildlife Television. Thanks for watching.